Apple's Vision Pro has made headlines everywhere. So what's the hype about? Well, in this video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about Apple's brand new Vision Pro. First, let's talk about what it is and what it does. What it is it's an AR headset, and AR stands for augmented reality, and augmented reality is when there is something that is digital in the user's real world. So, for example, when you put the headset on, you will see a monitor screen. Basically, a monitor screen, so just a screen in your room floating there, and you can also use it. What is the purpose of it? Well, according to Apple, it is a quote-unquote infinite canvas. And what they mean by that is you can make it, for example, the desktop that you never had. So you can put as many screens as you want around you, as close as you want, as far as you want, as big as you want, and as small as you want. And you can use the apps that you know and love, like Safari, Notes, or Messages, when they're not really there. So they're in AR. So you can make it so however you want, in any order, any way, best fit for you. So that's what they mean by infinite canvas, and that is what the purpose of it is. There are 3 ways you can control it. The first one is using your hands, which is very, very new for headsets. Normally you have 2 controllers in your hand, but they're making a difference, so you can use your hands. So it has 2 sensors at the bottom of the headset, and it'll detect where your hands are, and then when you have your hands, you can do like this, and it'll click on the app, and you can click on stuff. So your hands are basically your clicker, and for your mouse, like your cursor to move around, you use your eyes, because there are a bunch of LED cameras in there that can detect where you look, and then you can use that as your mouse to move it around, and then your hands to click. And then the final, most boring way, but it's still not very boring, it's really cool, but just the most boring feature according to those is you can use your mouth, which is kind of standard, but it's still really cool. So you can just say, hey, open that app, or of course there's Siri on there, so you can just basically say, hey Siri, please open that app. We're going to be getting onto the cool little features that you should know about, and the first one is the battery life. So the battery life, you can get a battery pack that they're going to give you, and then you can plug that in, and it's an external battery pack that fits in your pocket, and they'll give you an extra 2 hours of battery life on the headset, and you can carry it around and move it around. So it's like not really connected to anything, so it's not really 100% wireless, but you can make it wireless, so it's not plugged into the wall. But that's the other way you can charge it. You can plug it straight into the wall, and the headset won't die at all, so it'll just be 100% all the time. Let's talk about the front part of the headset now. The front part, it is a light seal around your face, so it'll feel like it's super snug and not super like falling off your face, but not also super tight on your face. So it'll just feel like it's there, but not like super uncomfortable. So it'll still be comfy, and you'll still feel it's there, but it won't be super tight that you're just like, oh, take this thing off me. Now, another feature is on the front part, there's glass, and when you can still see your room, like the outside world, it'll show your eyes. So you'll still see your eyes, but the people who are looking at you won't see the screens, they'll just see your eyes. But if you're watching something, and that leads me on to the next part, if you're watching something, it'll go all hazy. Or when you can't see your outside world, it'll go all hazy, like this picture right here. It'll go all hazy, and they won't be able to see your eyes, and they'll know that you can't see them at the moment. The sound is probably my second favorite part, and that will lead me into my first favorite part, but let's talk about the sound first. You have 2 speakers that are right next to your ears, so you will get direct sound quality into your ears, and that sound quality is spatial audio. And if you've listened to spatial audio before, you know it is amazing. And that spatial audio is special made for you because it'll detect what items are around your room, and it'll bounce it off of that, so as if it was actually in your room. And so with the headset, you will get very good sound quality, and you'll also still be able to hear everything around you. So it's like transparency mode on AirPods Pro, but also spatial audio. Let's talk about my favorite feature, and it is being able to watch movies, TV shows, and play video games on a humongous screen, movie theater size screen, and have cinematic sound quality. That's right, you can use Apple Arcade, Apple TV, and Disney Plus on the Vision Pro, so you can have your screen as big as you want, but you can also get yourself immersed. And what I mean by that is there's a little digital crown on the headset that you can turn and get yourself on quote-unquote immersed. And what that means is you can make it so you are in a different place and no longer in your room. And then once you're in a different place and you're no longer in your room size isn't a matter anymore. You can make the screen as big as you want, and you can like look at it, and it's huge. And you can get, of course, that spatial audio sound quality. So that is amazing. They basically have a movie theater in your room. But that also leads me into the video game feature. You can connect a Bluetooth PS4 or Xbox controller or any other Bluetooth controllers to the Vision Pro, and you can play your favorite Apple Arcade games on, again, that humongous screen and that spatial audio. Let's finish off with the two final features that I want to talk about. The first one is it can have a camera on there and it can record 3D footage, and then you can go back on the Vision Pro and watch 3D footage. So you'll have stuff, of course, 3D, but also you can have your other videos or photos that weren't taken in 3D, and you can look at them basically in 3D, not 100% in 3D because like you didn't record them on the Vision Pro, but they're still going to be very cool and you could look at them on the Vision Pro. My final feature that I'm going to be talking about, it has two chips in it. The first one is the M2 chip. Hi Steve, what's up? The M2 chip, which basically makes it its own computer. So it's as powerful as basically an M2 MacBook. That's amazing. So you have basically your own computer on your head. And the second one is the R1. And what that does is that's what does all the processing of you moving your eyes and it being your cursor, your hands, everything. Everything you have to do with the spatial audio, the giant screen, the immersion, everything we talked about is the R1 controlling it. So it has two chips in it, basically a computer and basically also a headset. Here is my conclusion on the Vision Pro and if you should buy it. I can tell that it's way overpriced, but I can also tell and give it a pass because it has so many little features and it is very well made, different materials, super high tech, and way ahead of its time, and it's the first one to be done. So I could tell why it's super expensive, but if you can afford it and you think you would use it, like you type on notes, or let's just say this, you use a bunch of the Apple services, then and you can afford it, then I think you should definitely buy this headset Vision Pro when it comes out. But if you can't afford it or you just don't use Apple services, then definitely just skip it. Just don't worry about it. Or here's the other option. If you can't afford it but you do use Apple services, then just wait for the price to drop because it will eventually drop, or just go on eBay and find some cheaper ones. But that's my conclusion on conclusion on it. This is Tech and Gadgets for you. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any future videos. I did a video on a bunch of the updates. Let's just do iOS. Go check out the iOS update. I will see you in that video. Bye.